Hey, my friend, this is Dally Beth, your workforce diplomat. Today, I want to revisit the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you even remember being asked that question? Do you remember what your answer was? Are you even working towards becoming that or doing what you said you wanted to be? Or have you changed your mind? So I want to revisit the importance of defining your destination, aka dream, from the DEC method. Specifically, there's a quote that says, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I believe that quote was originally from Alexander Hamilton, but from Malcolm X, the interpretation, if you don't stand for something, hey, you're going to get got. So at DEC Impact Hub, our first guiding principle is to start your engine. So meaning, taking the driver analogy, you are the driver of your career, and you need to ignite your engine. You start your engine by igniting the dream. Everything begins with where we're going, with the dream. So we need to set ambitious goals, dream big, and be intentional about what and where our path or what we potentially want to do. So in giving further detail as it pertains to the D from the DEC method is to define the dream, define the destination. So step number one is reflect on the strengths and passions in your life, in the context of your favorite subject, of your favorite just interest. To give an example, me, I have a passion and just an innate, interest to help people. I am a first-gen immigrant to the United States, having parents that essentially left their family to come to a foreign country to expand and provide more opportunities for me and my siblings. But with that, they always helped people along the way, whether it's sending money back home to support my grandparents, whether it's when someone got sick and doing a collection, they will send money. Whether it's a friend of theirs that lost a job and needed a place to stay, they came to our house. So with that, my parents ingrained the need to want to help people. So I can be pretty bossy, but for the most part, I fell into human resources where I get to help people. I have helped over 2,000 individuals get jobs, either through interviewing them directly or providing career coaching sessions with them. So with that, I empower you to, number one, reflect on your strengths, reflect on your passions. I have the ability to find alternative ways for other people. So that's a strength of mine. So I impose this to you. What are your strengths and passions? All right, moving on. Number two, identify your values based on your community, based on your personal goals. So to give an example, my values are integrity, number one, being authentic, and also empowering people. These are things that not only empower integrity and just being responsible for the most things. it is important for me to empower my community to move forward, because I don't want my community to be the crab in the barrel scenario. So if I move up, if I learn a skill, I want to distribute that idea, that skill to others. So with that, identifying values can drastically help define where the dream and the destination is for you, personally, but also for the community, because ultimately money comes from the value you give. So the more value you provide, the more exponential income and money you can provide. Expressing that value depends on the person who needs it most. So you need to pinpoint a value of yours that can also be translated to the community. So through empowerment, if I empower myself in learning skills and being resourceful and finding jobs for myself, then me doing that for others is also a value that anyone could pay me, or employers can pay me to provide that service for others. All right. I want to empower you. Again, step 2 is to identify your values based on your community and your personal goals. All right. Step number three is consider your impact beyond your job. So if I were to give you in the context of my strengths, my passions, my values, consider the impact of my job as a workforce diplomat. My impact here is to empower you to become the driver of your career. What does that mean? I am tired of seeing people live out or be disgruntled by life happening to them. I can personally reflect on my experiences of how that has impacted me, impacted my earning ability, impacted my family, because I let life happen to me. I have moved a lot due to my husband's career. I didn't have parents that had a professional network to plug me into. I didn't have innate access to people that can provide me mentorship. So I purposely seek that out for myself. So with that, empowering you to be the driver of your career is the only thing that I want to instill in you, is that where you work, when you work, how much you work is dependent on you defining that destination. So it's easier to pivot a job that the supervisor is treating you bad, that you're not making enough, that you didn't get the promotion, when you know what you're working towards. If you're working towards being the diplomat, there are certain skill sets that are required to be that. So let me do jobs that can give me those transferable skills to get to that job. So with that was a long-winded of me, but for you, I want you to consider what kind of message through your work will you leave and impart to other people? What kind of impact will you provide through whatever you're doing? whether that's an entrepreneur, a business owner, whether that's an investor in a community, whether that is a W-2 employee, what is the impact that you want to provide? And whether that's the entrepreneur route, the investor route, or the employee route, there are certain things of either of those levels that you can get from a W-2 job. So we all start from the bottom and we're working our way to the top. But as the driver in the car analogy, you're the one turning on the keys, you're the one turning left, right, going straight, you know, but if you don't know the destination that you're getting your way towards, detours or potholes or a flat tire that arises, you know, once you get that fixed and once you get your bearings right, you keep going towards that target. So it's super important to define that destination. So to recap, there's 3 steps to the D in define your dream. Number 1 is reflect your strengths and passions in your life. Number 2 is identify your values based on your community and personal goals. And number 3 is to consider your impact that you will provide beyond you working a W-2 or a job. So what is one step you'll take today towards your dream? I want you to consider and remember that setting ambitious goals, you can be hard, can be a limiting belief that you can't get that far, but you are the person that can get you to that dream. So you're not alone if you are lost in your way in the adulting world. It's time to get back to that question. What do you want to be when you grow up? So if you like this video, if you found value, please share it. Please pay it forward to someone that needs this information. If you would like to take on to the next step, please look out for the links below to book a discovery call with me. Talk to you soon. Bye, friends.